こんにちは、みちです。Many of my students have asked me, what's the Japanese word for some? As in, some restaurants are expensive. Some doesn't really have a matching Japanese word. If you look in a dictionary, it might say いくつかの. But we don't really use that word much, apart from translated from English texts. Instead, we express this with the word あります and います with the particle も. Particle も means also. Something もあります means there is also such and such. Like カフェもあります means there is also a cafe. If you want to say, in Japan, most cafes serve bad coffees, but some are good, you can just add おいしい to the cafe. おいしいカフェもあります. If you want to say, some restaurants are expensive, 高いレストランもあります. There are also some expensive restaurants, which really means some restaurants are expensive. How do we say some anime are interesting? 面白いアニメもあります. How do we say some restaurants have English menus? We use 英語のメニューがあります as the description of this restaurant. We can't have あります there in the middle of the sentence, so shrink it to plain form equivalent of あります which is ある. 英語のメニューがあるレストラン and add もあります。英語のメニューがあるレストランもあります。You can do the same thing with people. But when you use people, use います instead of あります。For example, 親切な人もいます。It literally means there are also kind people, which sounds like there are also some others who are not. So if you want to say, some guys are good looking, you can say, かっこいい人もいます。You can also use verbs. 英語がわかる人もいます。There are people who understand English, which means some people understand English. When you want to say, some people do, you need to use relative clause, which is the noun phrase with descriptions. I will make another video later about how to make relative clauses. So, how do we say some people live in large houses? 大きい家に住んでいます. They live in a big house. So we use this as the description of these people. We can't have must in the middle of a sentence because it looks like it is the full stop ending. So we shrink that into dictionary form, 住んでいる. 大きい家に住んでいる人. The people who live in big houses. Now add もいます. 大きい家に住んでいる人もいます. I hope that helps. See you in the next video. じゃあまた.